Okay, this is a very nice reading, the Falkirk wheel. If you haven't done the 2 grammar videos that I made, I would suggest that you go and do them before doing this reading, because there's some very good practice for using the grammar to help you find answers in this reading, and you should know those before you do the reading. Alright, anyway, so let's get on with it. We've got the Falkirk wheel, don't know what that is. We've got some true false not given, and we've got a diagram. Diagrams aren't very common, but they can happen. I think in IELTS 11 there's 2, and they're nice to do because it's a gap-fill type of question, and those tend to be easier. So let's see what we're going to do. We want to do this first. How about the diagram first? So we need to find maybe something about that, or the first one, a pair of, or we're going to go and find that. Remember, that could be not given, so we would really actually want to look at those 2. Remember, try and find the boundary between the questions. So we're really looking for where are they taking this diagram from. It's the second half of the question, so probably it's going to be somewhere over here. So look at the beginnings of the paragraphs and see what you can see. We're looking for how a boat is lifted on the Falkirk wheel, and quite quickly you should be able to see that the boats needing to be lifted up is how a boat is lifted. But let's just make sure. Can you see anything about this? The presence of a nearby ancient monument. So we would be looking for somewhere here. I don't really see it. The weight of the gondolas varies. The weight of the gondolas changes. If I scan over here, I'm just looking for something about weight, and there it is over there. So that's kind of enough for now. I'm quite confident already that the diagram is going to come from these paragraphs over here. Alright, so let's get started then. A pair of are lifted in order to shut out water from canal basin. Alright, so immediately what can you see from the grammar? What kind of a word are we looking for here? There's a preposition. That means we're looking for a noun. What kind of a noun? A pair. I hope you know what a pair means. A pair means 2. Also, are. That means this must be a countable plural noun. So we're looking for a word that ends in S. We're going to scan for something that means 2, shut out water from canal basin, lifted, anything like that. And there we go. A pair of, that's lifted, seal the gondola from the water. So that means shut out the water. All right, great. So, and now we know that we're looking for a plural countable noun. There's only one, and so gates must be your answer. Great. 21. Before I continue, I do want to say about diagrams, usually they do follow the order in the text. Well, look, they do follow the order in the text, but very often they will have one where they go back, just to try and confuse you a little bit. In this one, I don't think that they do that, but be careful, they can do it. Right, something is taken out, enabling the wheel to rotate. What can we tell? What do we know about this word? It's a noun, and it's single countable, because we have over there. Enabling the wheel, so we're looking for taken out, enable, wheel, rotate, something like that. And we're here. That's pumped out. Students want to say water, but no, we're looking for single countable. Water is uncountable. There's the wheel, and there is taken out. What is taken out? This is all a big relative clause. A hydraulic clamp is removed. A hydraulic clamp is taken out. Enabling, allowing the wheel to rotate, to turn. So you could have just ignored this little bit here. It wasn't part of the main sentence. The main sentence is a hydraulic clamp is removed. So your answer there, of course, must be single countable noun, clamp. Please don't be fooled by that. Pumped out, students want to choose water, but we were looking for a single countable noun because of the over there. This one, the grammar doesn't give you anything. This could be anything. It could even be an adverb. The hydraulic motors drive, probably a noun, but it could be anything. So let's find hydraulic motors and drive. the hydraulic motors, there is the verb begins to rotate. They drive the central axle. But how many words are we looking for? Are we allowed? Only one. So you must throw away what? You throw away the adjective, you keep the noun. So the hydraulic motors drive the axle. 22 axle. Alright, you can try and find that. You don't really need to. It might be somewhere else, so probably just move on. A range of different size somethings ensures both keeps upright. Right, now the grammar helps you again. Always after a range of, you're going to have a plural countable noun. I know that this says ensures with a S over there. And that might make you think that it's a single, but that ensures is talking about the range. The range is the single countable noun. That's why we have S on that verb over there. Always after a range of, you're going to have a plural countable noun. Remember in the grammar video I said look at the words around, numerous, many, certain, various. You have plural countable nouns after those and a range of. Great. So we're looking for a plural countable noun here. This one was difficult, but if you know that you're looking for a plural, it becomes a bit easier. Different sized ensure both upright. The reason that this was difficult was because that word is over there, but there's no plural countable noun there that we want. Gondolas is there, but they use gondolas over there. So it's not going to be gondolas because they won't use a word that is in the question. And anyway, we're looking for something about different sizes. It's a big paraphrase here that they've used. This one is 8-meter wide cogs, and there are 2 smaller cogs. So these are talking about size. And we know we're looking for a word that ends in S. So you should be able to focus in on that. And that's the upright thing, always remain level. So it's this word cogs. How did you know? Because you're looking for a noun that ends with S, and there's no other noun that ends with S here except that, and that they use in the question. Also, you're looking for something about size. That's about size, and that's about size. So your answer there is cogs. So please remember, after a range of, plural countable. Right, the boat reaches the top wheel, then moves directly onto. It can be anything. It'll be a noun, but we don't know if it's plural, whatever. So the grammar doesn't really help us here, but let's see what we can see. When it reaches the top, the boat passes straight onto, and there it is over there. Unfortunately, we only allowed one word, so we must just choose aqueduct. Onto aqueduct. It's short language that they use in diagrams. Probably there the biggest thing that helped you was the preposition onto. Great. The boat travels through tunnel beneath Roman something. This can be anything, any kind of noun. Roman there is an adjective. Through the tunnel beneath the what? Okay, so you needed to find beneath. That's through the tunnel there. I've pointed out this word before. It's a good word. It can mean many things. It's a preposition. IELTS likes to use it. It can mean by, it can mean through, it can mean with. Anyway, that means through the tunnel. And that's all. That's the most important word there, beneath and under. What do they go under? Under a wall. I guess you can use a capital letter there as well if you want, but I'm just going to use that one. Under the wall, beneath the wall. The grammar didn't help us there, but the vocabulary did. Finally, 11 meters to the level of Union Canal. So they have gone back. You see, they always do it once. I don't know about always, but all of the diagrams I've seen, they go in order, and then one of them, they jump back. So there's our 11 meters. There's Union Canal. What do we want? Again, the grammar helps us. This is the main verb, raise. It's not raises, it's raise. That means we're looking for a plural countable noun again. What are raised? Can you see the plural countable noun in that sentence? Meters and blocks. So what do the raising? How do they raise it? They raise using the locks. Okay, really. So that one you could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 questions there. I think you can get all of those. The grammar really helped us with what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those 7, the grammar told us that what we were looking for, single or plural or countable, uncountable. Okay, that's a good start to this reading. 7 out of 7 so far. Let's look at the true, false, not given. Alright, on to the true, false, not given. So, we found this in the previous section, and that was over here. Let's see what else we can find. That's probably, these two are nice to scan for, and I'm guessing it's going to be at the beginning. Let's just check. Yes, that's over there. Okay, no problem. Opposition, design. At first it's quite nice to scan for. Something about opposition, design. I don't see it. Here's ideas. I don't see it. Let's skip it. Initially, at the beginning, put together at the location where its components were manufactured. Components, you probably don't know it, but it means the parts. And that's over there. There's manufactured. Alright, so this is close enough. This is parts, that's components. We'll come back to that later. Constructed and assembled, manufactured, close enough. Only boat. IELTS loves this word in the world, which has steel sections bolted together by hand. Remember by hand? We had by hand in Cork. Steel sections, only boat in the world. Steel sections. There's steel. By hand. Steel sections. Hand tightened. Great. Okay. And then this one, it's got to be somewhere after weight, and it's a big problem. I don't see it anywhere there. And what IELTS has done, very nasty, is they've gone all the way down to this paragraph over here. Perhaps you could remember from this one, a tunnel beneath a Roman. You should know who the Romans were. IELTS often talks about them because it's important in European history, the Romans. So ancient, the Romans were ancient, a monument, so that might have helped you, but I hope you didn't waste too much time searching for that one. Remember, if it wasn't there, then you needed to find it somewhere else. So that's the Romans, this is the monument. What is the monument? The monument is the wall, and that's the ancient. 2nd century AD is ancient. Alright, nasty IELTS. So let's start. What are your circle words? Okay, I've circled the words that I think they will target. A couple of these, I think 2 of them, this method doesn't really work because there was nothing really clear in that sentence. But we'll see. So, it's linked the Forth and Clyde with this canal for the first time. That's probably what they're looking at. Was it the first time, or has it been done before? It was a difficult one because they didn't say anything about it was the first time. It lay in this word. Look at that word, and can you see anything about the first or not the first? And what it is that. You should remember RE in the beginning of something means again, like repeat, review, all of those. RE means again. So connecting means connecting again. That means it's not the first time it's happened. If they're doing it again, there was a time before. So they made that difficult. It wasn't the first because it's doing it again. So that means that must be false. Right, this one wasn't so great. There was some opposition at first. Often when this method doesn't work, when there's no clear circle word, often if you need to guess not given, because that's the case here. I can't find opposition. This is when they're talking about the beginning of the project. This is the shape of the structure. It's got nothing to do with it. This is at the beginning when they put forward ideas for the project. But was there any opposition? There's nothing there about opposition. So that's not given. I don't see anything about opposition. So often when this circle word method doesn't help you, that's a not given. Right, it was initially put together at the location where its components were manufactured. Again, this one didn't work so well. Was it initially put together there? Where was it initially put together? I think really they're testing where was it initially put together. So this not really a circle word here. Where did they put it together initially? And we were over here, we found these words. We're looking for a place really, and the place is this engineering steelworks. So what they're focusing on here really is this. The put together means assemble. This is a very difficult one for me. They made these parts and then they put them together at the same place. Was it at the same place or not? And this says yes. They made the parts and they put them together at this place. Not much I can tell you there. If you just needed to make sure you were on the right sentence and hopefully the vocabulary you understood. It was a very difficult one. Right, is it the only boat in the world which has steel sections bolted together by hand? So we found this over here. They were bolted rather than welded, but is it the only one? Do they say anything about the other ones in the world? We don't know. So only is not there. IELTS love to test this word only. It's not given. Does it vary according to the size or does it not vary? The weight. Vary means to be different, to change. The weight. When the boat enters the gondola, the weight of the gondolas varies. Sorry, it wasn't this one, it was actually over here. These gondolas always weigh the same, so they're testing this adverb. Does not vary, always the same. Vary versus the same, so therefore that must be false. Vary and the same are different. And finally, if you could find it, did they take it into account? We know from this that they went under the Roman wall because they didn't want to destroy the Roman wall. It could not be constructed there because of this Roman wall, so then they went under the wall. They did take into account. Did they take into account or not? Yes, they did. So that was true. All right, I've gone quite quickly through that. I don't want the video to go on too long. I think really you can get 4 out of 6 of those. So really for this, if you get a reading 2 like this in the test, you can be happy because you can get 10 or 11 out of 13 for this passage. Go over these again if you need to, and just make sure that you know how the grammar helped us with these. Great, that's that.